Yo, it's your bruh, True Jew, back in the building with y'all. I want to talk about blessings real quick. Everybody want to receive blessings, but how many actually want to be a blessing to someone else? It takes work to bless folks, okay? It really does. Think about it like this. Every time you wanted a blessing in your life and it was from someone who could bless you, it was something that they had to do for you and they had to go out their way to do it. Am I right? So, the same goes for you when you want to be a blessing to somebody else, you're expecting blessings. A lot of times you're going to be put in positions, I like to call them windows of opportunity. You'll be given and blessed with a window of opportunity to be a blessing to someone else. The blessing starts with the opportunity, and that blessing comes from on high. A lot of us don't realize this though, so we block our blessings. We end up blocking our blessings by not being a blessing to someone else. So I'm only going to speak to you about my own experience and how I receive blessings and how I'm a blessing to other people. And the type of psychology goes in behind blessings, the type of heart energy goes in to being a blessing. So if you notice, a lot of times you might be walking down the street, right? And you pass somebody who is definitely someone who could be in need. All right. Let's say you're not in need, quote unquote, and you might just be going someplace to make a purchase, or you might be out with your family or something, and you cross somebody who's not with their family, who's not making a purchase, who requests something from you as soon as they see you. Well, one of the things that I like to do is I like to stop and talk with folks. A lot of people usually stop me. You know what I'm saying? And I immediately feel out their energy and whatnot. And once I fill them out, I listen to them. And for whatever reason it is, a lot of people like to tell me their life stories, why they are where they are. And this message is inspired by one of my good friends named Michael. And I don't know his last name. If I did, I wouldn't tell y'all. But Michael. Now, he's a guy that in the city, he would appear to be homeless, less fortunate than most. He sleeps literally on the ground. There's times when he's totally covered in dirt. During the winter months, you might catch him with a dirty blanket wrapped around himself. This guy barely speaks to people, okay? One day I saw Michael and I saw him out there and he was lying down. I think I was going to the bank and he was lying on the cement. And I've seen him many times before, but he never seemed to be in need. See, there's a sense of pride with a lot of people who appear to be homeless. And I want to tell y'all on a side note, most homeless people that I've encountered, they've chosen to be homeless for a very specific reason. And Michael, he's similar to that reason. He fits the bill. So let me get straight to it. So I walked up, I introduced myself to him, and that's how I learned his name was Michael. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, Michael, would you like a couple dollars, man? It's really cold out here. Would you like a couple dollars, man? And maybe you can get something to warm your body up with?" And he was like, "No, no, thank you. No, I'm okay." And that's kind of pretty much how he talks, right? So this is where the blessing comes in, y'all. The window of opportunity was there presented to me to speak with Michael. But the blessing, me blessing Michael, it actually took me having to go out of my way to make this blessing work. Now, what's the blessing? Most people would have thought, "Hey man, you offered him a couple dollars. If he didn't want it, you did your part to try to be a blessing to him. Now get back in your vehicle and go on." Well, that's not quite how blessings work, y'all, because there's so many inner workings to the blessings that we receive personally. Sometimes we take it for granted. But when you are actually a blessing to someone else and you do what I'm finna say, you'll learn and realize that all blessings that come to you, they're not as easy as they seem to be. So look, instead of me stopping and just going on my way when Michael said, nah, he didn't want the $2, I said, "You know what, Michael? Man, listen, would you prefer that I go get you a coffee and maybe a hamburger or something like that? Because it's really cold out here, man. I'm thinking you really need to eat." And he was like, "Yes, please. Yes, I'll take a coffee and a burger. Yes, please." So right then, The Spirit told me Michael doesn't have an issue with receiving, he has an issue with money itself. And he might have an issue with going into establishments himself, maybe being around people that have to take his money. But as soon as I offered to go out of my way to go to a quick fast food joint to get him a coffee and a burger, he immediately took that blessing. Now, was I going to the fast food restaurant originally? No, I wasn't. I wasn't even hungry. But I noticed, like I said originally, he was looking hungry and it was cold. I thought giving him a couple of dollars would give him the manpower to go and get his own food. But he denied that aspect of what I was willing to give him. Instead, he received the food and coffee. So when I went to go get the food and coffee for him, and I immediately came back, man, y'all, Michael was so thankful. And he was so thankful to the point I felt comfortable asking him, Michael, why didn't you want the money, man? What's going on? And he said, man, Skip, that's what people call me too. They call me Skip and they also call me Jew. So he was like, man, Skip, you know, my family comes from a lot of money, and that's the reason I chose to live on the street. Is I don't want anything to do with the money, Skip. I just don't like it. It's evil, it's wicked, and what my family did with it, I just don't want anything a part of it. So this is where I am for right now. And that was the conversation. I said, wow, that explains everything. Well, I said, Michael, you be blessed, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And when I see you again, you make sure to talk to me now. Make sure to holler at me, man, because I'm definitely going to talk to you and check on you. He said, thank you, Skip. And I got in my truck and I pulled off. Well, of course, I've been blessed quadrillion times since then, y'all. But the point is, each one of the blessings I receive, I can guarantee you the inner workings behind that blessing was just as out of the way coming to me as I had to go out of the way to make sure Michael was blessed in the way that the window of opportunity originally presented itself at the root. Jew, he needs some food, he needs something to drink. Now, if he don't take the money for the food and the drink, that don't give you permission to stop with the blessing through the window of opportunity. You gonna have to take an extra step to make sure he gets that food and drink. So y'all, he got the food and the drink, and I got blessed quadrillion times since then. So look, whenever a blessing and window of opportunity is presented to you, that's the first blessing. Now, if you don't take that window of opportunity and see it all the way through, you will effectively have blocked your blessing. You would have blocked being a blessing to someone, and you would block being someone being a blessing to you. Okay? So I really hope you heard the story. I really hope you took it in and know that your bruh True Jew always rocking with y'all. Love you to life. I'ma tap in with y'all again, Most High Mama and Papa willing. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful rest of the evening, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, gone.